My name's Anders Beattie. I'm an integrative psychotherapist. Mind you, that's not much of a qualification, but my other qualifications are I was in addiction for a long, long while, and I tried every single modality to get out of treatment, to get out of addiction, from doing the rooms, 12 steps, CA, NA, AA, rehabs, plenty of those. They all failed. New relationships, new jobs, geographicals, different countries, different continents. Um, but somehow my addict self always caught up with me, and I always ended up using again. Um, and the only way I was able to fill a huge gaping hole within me was through Ibogaine. Ibogaine was the first thing that filled that hole up, and allowed me to actually start living the good life and becoming the person I am now.
My name's Ben Taub, and along with Anders, the other half of Ibogaine Counselling Services. My background is in anthropology. Spent the past 10, 11 years researching therapeutic use of visionary plants, firstly in South America, looking at indigenous healing modalities with ayahuasca, San Pedro. Later spent time in Mexico working with communities who work with peyote, and later turned my attention to Ibogaine and started working with people in the West, in sort of Western cultures, using Ibogaine as a treatment for addiction. Used it myself for depression, and yeah, before using Ibogaine, I wouldn't say Ibogaine was the thing that turned me around or cured me, but it was a massive facilitator for my return to a healthy outlook on life. We're in conjunction with Tabula Rasa, our role is to prepare people for their treatment. Basically, we don't want people just turning up there with the wrong expectations and with the wrong intentions. It's really important that before, your treatment starts long before you actually arrive at Tabula Rasa. The Ibogaine, the taking of the Ibogaine is not the treatment. That is a stage of the treatment.
Well, one of the things we like to do at Ibogaine Counselling Services is essentially disassociate the addict from their addiction to a certain extent, so they understand the narratives behind their addiction. They're slightly cracked open. The other essential part is to make sure that the client understands that it's a rite of passage. It's something very, very, very profound they're about to do. They need to take it seriously. They need to take themselves seriously. And I suppose the most important quality is that they put respect and reverence into the journey they're about to take. Ibogaine itself, I find, is a little bit like an Old Testament God in some way. And if you don't put the respect and reverence which is needed into your Ibogaine experience, the chances are that Ibogaine can turn around and give you quite a kicking. So I suppose in that way it does act as an Old Testament God. You put respect and reverence into the Ibogaine experience. Ibogaine will give you respect and reverence back.
Yeah, it's important to remember that all over the world there are communities that have used visionary plants for mental health for hundreds, if not thousands of years, very successfully. In none of these societies is the thinking that the plant alone cures you, that it's a case of just sitting down one day, taking this hallucinogenic material, and then magically, once the effects wear off, your psychological or emotional imbalances are healed. It's a much more holistic process. It's basically you're part of a ritual in these cultures from the moment you're born, throughout your life, and that provides the scaffolding that enables whether it's iboga in Africa or ayahuasca in the Amazon or whatever it is, that scaffolding of cultural preparation is really what allows those plants to be effective. So we come from a culture that doesn't give us that, and so to just turn up and take ibogaine, you're not really doing what these plants have been used for so successfully for so long. And so we try and provide that in a way, get people's heads in the right place, to understand what they're really doing. Like you said, it's a rite of passage you have to go through. It's not just about taking something.
Yeah, it's not some sort of willy-nilly journey you can take to just get over addiction like that. It's a hero's journey. You've got to attach to the warrior to a certain extent. You've got to fight for this. You've got to fight for your life, because addiction will take it away from you. And if you don't put the intentionality into the process, well, what's the point of doing it?